If you've read any of my articles about Jack and Owen, my two young grandchildren, you'll know that I write these articles in part so that they have a physical memory on paper or on the internet of things that we did in their first 5 years of growing up. Jack is just over 4.5, Owen is just over 2.5. And by the time they become teenagers, all those memories of all the fun things that we have done together will be lost forever. And that's sad. I had two grandfathers who both died prior to my turning 5. And I only have one single memory, and it's a very foggy or very shadowy memory of sitting in the backyard of his home in Merchantville, New Jersey, in the backyard under a little arbor. And that's all that I have. And that lack of knowledge grieves me, that I don't have any memory of our times together. And if that grieves me, you can imagine what Jack and Owen's memory of me will be when they become teenagers, prior to 5. There is I was reading an article in National Geographic that talked about scientists taking newborn infants a couple hours after they were being born and putting a little kind of skull cap on them that has little little electrodes on it, and they can read what is going on in the child's brain. And these scientists claim that the newborn's brain has about 100 billion neurons. And by the time that they become 3, if they have parents and grandparents and family members that talk with the child and have fun and experience with them, that the child will connect those neurons to each other, creating 100 trillion connections. And that begins the process of their ability to learn the language, to remember things, to make connections. It's kind of like what Steve Jobs talked about, connecting the dots. It's connecting the neurons. And while Jack and Owen at 4.5 and 2.5 won't remember any of the events that we've had by the time they're teenagers, at least that process helps them in connecting the neurons so that they will grow up fully functional as human beings. And while this is a story about Jack and Owen, it ought to be a story also about what you do with especially young children, helping them connect the dots, connecting the neurons by talking to them, sharing with them, doing things together. That will all be lost, but not the connection to the neurons. I hope you enjoy this article. More importantly, I hope you enjoy the time that you have with the young children in your family or in your neighborhood. In the meantime, you take care.